5,000 tickets, just because of one player. Face screaming in fear. Think about that for a second. This wasn't a Grand Slam. It wasn't a championship final. And it wasn't even a matchup featuring one of the biggest names in women's tennis. It was Alex Eala. And in Toronto, something happened that caught the attention of the tennis world. The crowd wasn't simply watching Alex Eala. They were showing up for her. Filipino flags filled the stands. Thousands of fans wanted to see her play. And the tournament director reportedly revealed a staggering level of demand for Eala tickets. But here's the question that makes this story even more incredible. How did a 21-year-old tennis player from the Philippines suddenly become one of the biggest ticket attractions in Toronto? Today, we're breaking down the Alex Eala effect, the fans, the atmosphere, the unbelievable ticket demand, and why the tennis world is starting to realize that Alex Eala isn't just a rising star anymore. She is becoming an event. Alex Eala's rise has been extraordinary. Just months ago, she was known primarily as one of the most promising young players in women's tennis. Now, she's a WTA champion. She's a top 20 player. She's defeating established stars. And she's attracting crowds that tournament organizers simply cannot ignore. Her breakthrough became even bigger after she defeated Jessica Pegula in Washington to win her first WTA singles title. That victory made Eala the first Filipina to win a WTA Tour level singles title, and it pushed her ranking to a career-high number 20. But then came Toronto. And Toronto showed just how powerful the Alex Eala effect has become. Admission tickets, the 5,000 ticket revelation. Here's where the story gets crazy. Toronto tournament director Carl Hale reportedly revealed that Eala had sold more than 5,000 tickets. That's an enormous number. And it helps explain why Eala was repeatedly placed on center court. This wasn't simply about giving a young player exposure. The demand was coming directly from fans who wanted to see Alex Eala. And the timing makes it even more impressive. Eala had just won the biggest title of her career. Her popularity was exploding. And Toronto's huge Filipino community was ready to support her. The result? A tennis atmosphere unlike anything many fans expected. Toronto turns into a Filipino tennis party. When Eala walked onto center court, the reaction was impossible to miss. Filipino flags were everywhere. Fans were chanting. The energy was enormous. And after one of her victories, Eala even addressed the crowd in Tagalog and encouraged the fans to get louder. More than 10,000 people were reportedly in attendance for that match, with a huge Filipino presence in the stands. Imagine being an opponent. You walk onto the court expecting a normal WTA match. Then you see thousands of people waving Philippine flags. And every time Alex wins a point, the stadium erupts. That's not just home court advantage. That's a completely different atmosphere. Why is Alex Eala attracting so many fans? There are several reasons. First, Eala represents something incredibly important to Filipino sports fans. She's competing at the highest level of international tennis while representing the Philippines. And she has already made history. But there's another factor. Her personality. Eala isn't simply winning matches. She's connecting with fans. She speaks to them. She acknowledges them. And she understands what her success means to people watching from the Philippines and around the world. That's a powerful combination. Talent plus personality plus national pride. And Toronto showed what happens when those three things come together. Globe showing America's the Alex Eala effect isn't new. Here's something important. Toronto wasn't actually the beginning. We've already seen this phenomenon at other tournaments. At Indian Wells earlier this year, Eala's popularity became so noticeable that ESPN described it as the Alex Eala effect. Huge groups of Filipino fans were turning up to watch her matches, and the tournament experienced enormous demand for tickets and content featuring Eala. Then in Washington, the tournament chairman said that at least 80% of ticketing inquiries were asking when Eala would play. Why this matters for tennis. There's also a bigger story here. Alex Eala is bringing new fans into tennis. People who may not have followed the WTA closely before are now watching. Families are talking about her. Young Filipino athletes are seeing someone from their country competing against the world's best. That's powerful, because sports stars don't just win trophies. They can change who watches the sport. They can inspire kids. They can create new fans. And they can make an entire community feel represented on the biggest stages. Eyes what comes next. The question now isn't whether Alex Eala is popular. Toronto answered that question. The question is, how big can this become? Can Eala keep climbing the rankings? Can she challenge the established WTA stars consistently? Can she make another deep Grand Slam run? And can she turn this incredible fan support into a long-term career at the top of women's tennis? Those answers will come on the court. But one thing is already clear. The tennis world has noticed Alex Eala. And judging by what happened in Toronto, the fans are only getting started. So, what exactly happened in Toronto? A young Filipino tennis star walked into one of the biggest tournaments of the summer, and thousands of fans showed up to see her. A tournament director reportedly revealed that Eala sold more than 5,000 tickets. The stands filled with Filipino flags. The crowd roared. And the tennis world got another look at something that has been building for months. The Alex Eala effect. This isn't just about one tournament. This isn't just about one win. It's about a player who is changing the way people look at Filipino tennis. And perhaps most importantly, Alex Eala is no longer asking the tennis world to notice her. The tennis world is now watching. So I want to know what you think. Is Alex Eala already one of the biggest fan attractions in women's tennis? And could she eventually become one of the biggest sports stars in the Philippines? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next Alex Eala update. Because if Toronto taught us anything, the Alex Eala story is getting bigger by the day. Philippines fire tennis. Thanks for watching.